One thing about being a Pisces is that we are considered to be one of the most spiritual signs, even though every sign has their own powers and capabilities. Just like the 12 disciples, we are the 12th sign, which gives us the ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes to the point where it is so natural to us that it becomes supernatural. And a lot of times we find ourselves putting ourselves in other people's shoes so much that we forget to put on our own shoes, or that we forget how it feels to be in our own shoes and walk our own path. Some other people are capable of wearing their shoes so much that it would be difficult for them to put themselves in another person's shoes to see it from their perspective, based on the fact that when something like that happens, they will, instead of being like them or trying to experience what they experience with their mindset or with their lifestyle and demeanor, they will perceive it or perceive that person, maybe even judge that person a little bit from what they have experienced from other people, from what they have experienced, from what they've done with other people. And there's other people who are on this side of the scale and other people who are on this side of the scale. And when it comes to the scale, whether it was the scales of Ma'at or the scales of Osiris or the scales of being a Libra scale, or any type of scale that's weighing the balance, life and death and things like that, you have to realize where that line in the sand is. Like, where do you draw that line in the sand? If I put that stick down right in front of you, that line in the sand will be in between the both of us, but you possibly will only be looking at it from your own point of view, rather than being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see it from both sides. Like how they say there are two sides to every coin, which really is not true. There are actually three sides to the coin. There is the heads, there's the tails, and there's the middle side to the coin. So realistically, to have balance, you have to be that balance. Instead of being on this side, on the outside looking in, you have to be on the inside looking out, outside looking in, and always being able to see the perimeter. Because, it's great to have foresight. Foresight is looking and seeing in the future. It's almost like being a psychic. I can predict that something like this is going to happen, then it happens. And it's good to have, sight of the past as well, when you have pre-sight, foresight, and you'll be able to see from things that already happened in the past. Like if you had a dream or if you had a premonition or something like that, it's good to have that. But sometimes when you're always looking forward, you're never actually capable of seeing the bigger picture. You're never capable of seeing the whole entire landscape, the whole entire parameter, rather than the area and the circumference. Just like, it's so many things that people have to be able to utilize for themselves. And you can get that as well from being around or being associated with other people who are the opposite of you. That's why they call each other twin flames, So